Hey guys, Jason here, and welcome to the Abyss Garage. And I have an exciting episode for you guys, and that is finally, I get to paint the Shovelhead chopper project that I've been working on for some time now. Now, in the last video, I made a quick frame jig itself for the frame, holding it in place. And if you guys are interested in that, you can always check out that video. But today we're painting, and we're gonna hopefully end up with a metal flake, pearl, and candy paint job. Kind of got some inspiration from the skateboard, painting that, and the helmet itself. So that's also another video. If you guys haven't seen yet, you should definitely check out once you're done watching this one. But with that being said, we're going to actually finally get to spray some paint here. So with that being said, let's get to it. Prep work is done. I used a Scotch-Brite pad, scuffed everything up thoroughly, made sure that I didn't miss any areas, and went ahead and then used glass cleaner twice actually, sprayed it on everything, and then used clean, brand new, never used rags themselves to get everything off in case there was any dirt, anything like that. I want to try and keep as much contaminants out. And with that being said, I'm getting ready to mix the intercoat, and I have decided to paint the bike in the color Culture from Paint Huffer. That is that purple and teal metal flake that I used on half of the skateboard, because I really want this bike to pop and stand out and really grab your attention right away. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this mixed up to the proper ratio and then get her sprayed on. All right, guys, so I have I got my intercoat covered on the bike itself, and I'm going to show you guys real quick, you know, for you guys out there that are doing it for the first time perhaps, and I'm just new to painting with a spray gun itself, and especially a motorcycle frame. So years in the past I've just done rattle cans, so you're able to, you know, have, it's a narrower spray pattern, so you're able to, I guess, use the paint, say, more effectively or efficiently. So I probably could have adjusted the spray gun itself to do that as well. However, I probably would have run into a situation where I would have had like runs in the paint itself, or which I don't want. So in this case, you know what, I would say maybe I wasted more, if you want to say, as far as efficiency goes. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with how everything turned out. So I'm going to show you guys real quick, and we'll take it to the next step once this is done curing. So here is the tank. Itself, it's kind of hard to tell, again, with the light, and then the frame. Definitely got quite a bit of, decent amount of coats on here. So coverage should be good. I tried to use a light as well, just to try and get to the areas that I may have missed, so that way there's no, as you would say, like bald spots. But it's definitely good when you're doing your base coat to make sure you have everything covered. So obviously here we have more light shining through, and we really get to see how this is popping. So like I said, we'll get this cured, and then we'll take the next step in making this look super nice. All right, so the masking is finally done, and I've wiped this down a couple times. Just want to try to make sure that any residual oil from my fingers is off the tin, so that way I have the least likely chance of any issues here. This, shout out to painters. I gotta say, this masking took a couple hours here to get everything done. Just trying to work the flames the best that I could. This tank, I will say, the shape of it is kind of it's not conducive, maybe the right choice of words, for the flames, but I think for what I got going on, it's going to look great. Again, the same thing as I did in the skateboard video. I'm going to use the rattle can white paint that I have here, so I'm going to make sure that I get proper coverage on this. So that way I don't have any issues like I experienced a little bit with the helmet, and that way should alleviate any problems with that. So get this sprayed on and get that, you know, one more step closer. Two coats of Interstellar Pearl has now been applied to the tank and fender. It looks amazing. I am super thrilled on how this turned out. I couldn't have asked for anything better here as far as coverage. Everything looks to be good. I'm gonna get the light so I can show you guys. I know I stop from time to time to explain things, but this just looks so good that I have to. So hopefully it will pick up on the camera. Hold the light back a little bit, but it looks absolutely amazing. Same thing with the fender, so I'm going to let this cure now. Who knows how long that is going to take. I got the heater trying to act as, you know, make it seem like it's warmer out, but the next step is going to be the candies. So this is great, but now I'm at a stopping point, so we'll wait till this cures and we'll pick up on the airbrushing next. Alright guys, so sometimes you got to walk away from these things, and I have walked away from the garage for almost a week probably, coming up on that, and the weather again, I can't get over this. This weather is just ridiculous and unpredictable, and we're in like a kind of a cold spell right now, but I had a disaster with the pearl paint itself, and I'm going to show you guys, and kind of I think a little bit of just everything went wrong as a whole itself. So it wasn't just maybe like one thing, it was multiple things. But what's interesting is I had this blue on here for about a week before I decided to apply the purple on top. And so I thought this would have had good time to cure, which I think it did. But I think that the base, the intercoat itself, needed to be prepped more, and I think that was probably a failure point. But even when I put the purple on and then I was unmasking with the vinyl tape, it came up all as in one sheet, like not just the purple, the blue and the purple. So a little confusing, very frustrating, and I mean you can lift up and take a whole section off. So this I thought came out pretty nice, minus a couple areas for touch-up, but I think the design was nice in that sense. Down here was a bit of a disaster. I already started to scuff it a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually spend time now and just try to clean everything up, get this back down to the intercoat white or intercoat pearl on top of that white paint, and start over again. And I may even change the colorway and just do a purple, because when looking at the side here, that blue is kind of really vibrant, even doing the purple airbrush. So I think it may be best if you just try to do something a little different. But with that being said, I figured to show you guys. Like I said, frustrating. Basically, in a sense, I've thrown away like 2 weeks time period here with this. So let's just keep moving along. But you know, not everything's going to go well the first time. So here is take number 2, if you'll say. Went with 3 coats of candy purple, and I ended up mixing interstellar pearl into the candy paint itself. I haven't done this before, but you know, I just decided to risk it a little bit and see how it turns out. And I'll get some artificial light on here so you guys can see that while it looks dark here, as soon as you get the light on it, you really get to see it shine through. So did the same thing with the fender itself, so that's good to go. So now at this point is just a waiting game, just to let this cure, and then the next step is going to be probably I'm going to end up doing some airbrush work with some lace on there. Probably going to change the design pattern up in itself, what I was originally going to do. But overall I'm happier with, I think so far, this color choice. The blue I just think was the idea of it was really good. Just execution on my end was not. So we'll see. So now it's just a waiting game, and you know, wait on my end to get this cured. And here you can see me whip out a starter pinstriping kit that I had purchased online. I had this crazy idea and said, well, if I'm building this bike in my garage and doing all the work, including the paint, I might as well try and pinstripe. And I gotta tell you guys, pinstriping is extremely, extremely difficult. I would probably have to say this is similar to TIG welding, and as far as keeping a steady hand, smooth operating. So if you're really good at TIG welding and have a little bit of an artistic side and want to try pinstriping, I would definitely encourage it. Obviously, this is the first time I pinstriped, and I really didn't even try any test pieces. I just said, you know what, let's just go for it. So you watch enough videos on YouTube, aka like Hot Rod Jen, you see her pinstripe and some other people, and they make it look easy, and it is far from easy. So I figured I'd just go over this with you guys. You know, if I'm not happy, which is quite often here, you can see me wipe off the paint itself before it does dry. Using mineral spirits I found worked really well for getting a clean edge if you had to restart. So just keep that in mind if you guys are trying it. I'm sure I've just done everything the wrong way here, but you know what? It is not perfect at the end of the day, and I'm okay with that. You know, if I was just to use like vinyl tape and mask it off to make clean edges, that would be one thing. However, like you can definitely tell this is a newbie trying some authentic pinstriping. So with that being said, as you can see here, I'm finishing up the fender, and on the time lapse, obviously this still makes it go fast, but definitely took some time. And you know, here is just doing the tank itself. So you know, overall, I'm satisfied, I guess, but you know, it's never perfect. Well, the Shovelhead chopper is finally finished. If you guys have stuck around all the way to the end, I greatly appreciate it from you guys. You know, I let today's video go longer than normal. Normally, I try to keep the videos a little bit shorter, keep attention span there, and there's only like so much you can show of like the same thing over and over again, which is obviously true about this paint job itself. But you know, I really wanted to show you guys what it's like for the average guy with little to no experience painting a bike in their garage, doing metal flakes, candies, and pearls. And you know, there was definitely highs throughout the video in which you could hear me talk, and there was also definite lows where I was definitely disappointed and I guess upset about things. But overall, it's a pretty solid paint job, especially for just a regular guy. Tank and fender are pretty much spot on. I don't even want to touch it with sandpaper and polish. You know, as far as wet sanding, the frame's going to need a little wet sanding and polishing, and that's just only because when I had flipped the frame upside down to get underneath, obviously I've ended up with some, I guess, dry areas from overspray. So, but that's going to happen, or at least that's what I think is going to happen, especially with the equipment that I'm using, or if this, you know, easy up tent in the garage situation. Another little thing I'll show you guys here is the VIN area itself. I had taped off with masking tape throughout the process, And, you know, obviously I need to be able to show the VIN, you know, getting it registered or anything like that, especially if you get pulled over. And so what I ended up doing was taking the purple candy when I was doing the candy work itself, and just simply sprayed a few layers on there to seal the bare metal from any rust. And then I also took some pinstriping paint, which was red, blue, and a little bit of white. I mixed it up, and I just simply pinstriped around the area itself to give it a nice transition and to look more actually not out of place in that case, and then obviously coated everything in clear coat. So like I said, I'm glad today's video, it's over with. This was a very tiring process throughout the stages, and it's, you know, it's nice to be done with this. I'm looking forward to picking up on more of the mechanical side of things with some bikes here and not do the fine arts, if you'll say. So I'll see you guys around for the next video in the Abyss Garage, and take care, guys.